beer break. Why are veterans so hot in politics right now? You hear so much more about veterans running for office.
So I think that really with veterans, it comes down to the biographical credibility they come with. And there's plenty of examples you can point to where a veteran has shown leadership qualities, they've shown integrity, they've shown a desire to serve their country. Those are all really attractive characteristics. And while a lot of people say that they have those characteristics, there's not a lot of people who actually embody them. And so candidates who do have that military experience, I think, can speak to that in a highly credible way. It's institutional.
Much more credible.
It's part of who they are. It's so ingrained within them. It is in their blood. And so I think it's a very attractive narrative to bring to a policy debate, and especially the ones that have a commitment to come back and continue serving in a different form. But I think with there's a healthy degree of more than a healthy degree of cynicism in politics these days, and I think that in a lot of ways veterans are seen as sort of an antidote to that.
They're obviously seen a lot more favorably than politicians.
Right, totally, and rightfully so. And so I think that it's part of the personality traits that make up the people who decide to serve in the military, and it really is something that the voters really appreciate and give a good deal of credence to.
If I'm running against a veteran, what should I do?
Well,
how's
tread carefully. No, I think it really comes down to the fact that if I'm positioned and it happens to be against a military veteran, I think you have to make clear from the outset, how much you respect and appreciate genuinely their service, everything they've done for the country. You have to sort of establish on the front end that this is not at all a debate over whether this person's service to the country is at all question qualifications for the office. Instead, I think you have to pivot to the real policy issues that you're debating about, because if you're going up against them, you're going to have some policy differences. You're going to have even some maybe just other differences, biographical things you can point to in your past that I think you can pivot off of. And so if I were advising somebody who's going up against a military veteran, I would just say, you really have to change the framing of the debate to where that's not where the debate is living. Because if it is, you're going to lose. You didn't serve in the military. It's pretty straightforward. If the debate is about the future, if the debate is about policy views and like where the district wants to go and where you want to take it, I think is a much more even playing field if you're not. If you don't have that service in your background.
If I'm a military veteran and I'm running, should I worry about being too veteran? Overemphasizing the military aspect of it?
So one thing that I think any candidate has to think about, whether military veteran or otherwise, is if you have a certain level of intensity, you've got to keep that in check for elected office. It's a different environment.
When you're intensity on television is like magnified.
Yeah, intensity on television is magnified, and sometimes that can serve certain purposes, but it can also turn people off, and especially swing voters, independents. You have to really be cognizant of the fact that you are being viewed now in a new lens, and that is one of a professional, of an elected official, of a calm person, with some level of control over sort of the finger on the button analogy, and so intensity can be a good thing for energy and excitedness and everything like that, but you have to be careful it doesn't veer into hot-headedness. And so I see candidates, whether they're military experienced or not, I see candidates make this mistake sometimes where they get so pumped up about stuff, they're so fiery, that sometimes there's a backlash a little bit in terms of independent support for them.
So you want to be more Eisenhower than Rambo.
Correct. And a little bit of fire is definitely a good thing. You don't want to kill that at all, especially in today's day and age. Like, people want to see that you're passionate and that you're pumped up, but there's a certain level of decorum and professionalism that I think is expected of our elected officials, and so I think that that helps inoculate you against the inevitable attack ad that sometimes people throw out of this person's crazy, they're off their hinges, they're angry, they're not bringing any real solutions. The passion can easily veer into that category, and it's ripe material for an attack ad. Voters see it as extremely relevant. You have to be cognizant of that, and that's why you see a lot of candidates or elected officials they're a little more reserved, and it's because they know that every word is dissected, and one bad media clip where you lose your temper or whatever, can be replayed 1,000 times. Or if the other campaign's doing their job right, 10,000 times.
well,
So,
Thanks, Josh, for coming out.
awesome. Well, thanks.